Hey, stop procrastinating. Let's file your homestead exemption. Hey, it's Jaime with Echo Real Estate Advisors. Welcome to my channel. If you're a home buyer, a home seller, an investor, or simply want to learn more about real estate, this is the home for you. So don't forget to subscribe. Today we're looking at homestead exemptions, more specifically, how to file them. Now, this may be something that you've heard about on the street, at work, maybe when you were purchasing your property at the closing table, and you really didn't pay too much attention to it, or maybe you were just overwhelmed with the process and it just slipped. It just slipped from your mind and have not gone around to it. So this is the time to do it. So congratulations, you're in the right video, you're in the right place. We're gonna show you exactly how to file your homestead exemption, but more specifically, if you're in Denton County. Now, there are other videos in this channel that go into depth about what the homestead exemption is, so you're gonna wanna check that out. It will be in the description below, and I'll probably earmark it somewhere in this video. Now, if you are not in Denton County, which again is the homestead exemption we're about to go through right now, then look in this channel. If you're in Collin County, we're doing Denton right now. Collin County, Ellis County, Dallas County, Tarrant County, those are all available in this channel. So if you're in the DFW area, chances are we have the homestead exemption how-to video for you. So today we're just gonna dig into the Denton County homestead exemption. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, Denton CAD. All right. It's right there in the very first. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna go to the exemptions section. Homestead exemption FAQs, apply for homestead exemption. That is what we want. And it gives us a bit more information about the homestead exemption. Again, there's another video in this channel that goes into depth about this. So go check that out. We're going to fill this out and not delay so much. So I'm gonna click there. Perfect, so 3-pager. Let's see if the last one is full of disclosures. All right, so the third page is more disclosure and important information that you do need to read, but not necessarily fill out. So this job just got a lot easier. You have 2 pages to go through. More like 1.5. This one's just more of a signature page, so you're in luck if you're in Denton County. All right, appraisal district's name. And there you go, appraisal district account number. For this example, we're gonna take the actual address of the CAD. So the Central Appraisal District, that they're in Denton, we're gonna take that address, as this is a demo, this is a how-to video. I'm not gonna take an actual property from Denton out of respect to the homeowner. So we will do the Denton CAD address, their physical location. So I'm just gonna take the street name, as oftentimes in these searches, if you put the entire address, it'll come up blank. So I'm just gonna put enough information into the CAD so it knows which property I'm after and have it find it for me. So kind of found it there. I should have clicked that, but all right, here we go. We have 2, block 1, lot 2, block, and then lot 48. Let's go with this one for the example. It has so it's a little bit over $3 million. That's a good size commercial building. Okay, now you see all of the information, which when you look for your personal address that's within Denton County, this is gonna have a lot of the similar characteristics. All right, so what were we being asked? The appraisal district account number, if known. So owner owner ID. That's what we're looking for. We're gonna Control C and then Control V, Control Paste. Do you own and live in the property for which you are seeking this residence homestead exemption? So that is a qualifier. You do have to live within the home, be using it as your primary residence. So for this demonstration, we're gonna put yes. The tax year, it's April of 2019, so we're applying for this one. One key distinction, and you'll see it in the rest of the document and the rest of the application, what the qualifiers are, but for this example, since we're applying for 2019, we need to have lived in the property that we are filing the homestead exemption for as of January 1st. That is a criteria. And I'm sure somewhere along here it's gonna say that. File this form and all supporting documentation with the appraisal district office in each county in which the property is located, generally between January 1st, so that's when to apply. Do not file this document with the Texas controller. So essentially this is saying file it with your county, don't file it with the state, the Texas controller. All right, what are we applying for? We are applying for the general residence homestead exemption. Now, if you're a disabled person, there is a possibility that you can add an additional exemption to it, so save yourself a little bit more on taxes. Person age 65 or older, same thing. This is not a or, this is an and. What I mean by that is, this is and disabled and 65. So if you happen to fit the criteria of all of those, it's and. You don't have to select which one takes priority. So go ahead and select all of the ones that you are eligible for and apply for. On the third page, you're gonna have more information on what they would need in order for you to, what you would need to supply, whatever you would need to provide in order to confirm and validate what you're applying for. So essentially they're asking for proof. Now, 100% disabled veteran, for this example, we're not gonna add anything else outside of the general residence homestead exemption, as that's what's gonna apply to most people. All right, surviving spouse, no. Surviving spouse. Donated residence of partially disabled, no. Surviving spouse, no. Date of death, no. Cooperative housing. Do you have an exclusive right to occupy this property because you own stock in a co-op housing corporation? So a co-op, you own stock, you don't necessarily own the real estate, it's an actual corporation. For this example, we are not, as it's not gonna apply as many people as a single family residence. If yes, state name of co-op, so we put no need to do anything there. Were you receiving homestead exemption in your previous residence? For this example, I'm making the assumption that you don't, but if you did, then of course you would put yes. Are you transferring an exemption from a previous residence? No. Are you transferring a tax limitation? No. For this example, we're not gonna do any of that. Now, if you had filed an exemption in a previous location, typically either in another county or somewhere around the neighborhood, depending on where you moved from, you would put the residence there and the county so they know to contact them as well. Property owner, applicant, provide information for additional property owners in section 5. So additional property owners, it's most likely going to be a spouse. So single adult, married couple, other. We're going to put single adult, and then we're going to put my name, date of birth. I'll go ahead and give you my date of birth just for fun. And I won't give you my driver's license or my social security number. So we're going to put number. Of course, you would put your personal information there. Primary phone number. All right. We're gonna just, we're just gonna put number. And then email address. We're just gonna put @Gmail. Ownership percentage, so that would be 100%. Name of property owner too, so most commonly the spouse, that's where you would put that. And when you're looking at ownership percentage, generally it's 50-50. Primary phone number, email address, there we go. Applicant mailing address if different from physical address. Most likely this is going to be the same one as your physical address unless you have a P.O. box number or just receive your mail somewhere else. Date you purchased the property. We're gonna put December 01 of 2018. Date you began occupying the property as your principal address. We're gonna put December 03. We moved in 2 days after we closed. Physical address, and we're gonna put whatever that address is up there. So going back to that demo address that I had called upon a few minutes ago, we're gonna put that, Denton, and then Denton again, because it's asking for the county, zip code. I'm just gonna put zip code. I could go and get it, but I'm not going to. Legal description if known. Legal description, very rarely will you know it, but that's what the CAD is for. That's where I'm getting a lot of the information from. So you see here, the legal description is right there. Very often, I mean, not very often, almost never will you know what it is unless you're selling the property. That's where most commonly where you'll see your legal description, or when you get notices from the county in and of itself, that's when you find out what the legal description of your property is. Manufactured home make. Now this is a common misconception. People think that manufactured homes, i.e. mobile homes, are not eligible for homestead exemptions, but they are. So, surprise, if you have a mobile home, congratulations, you are eligible for a homestead exemption. You just have to provide some different information to the county in order for you to qualify for, or for your application to be approved. Manufactured home make. In this example, it's not a mobile home, but you would put your home make here, your model, and the ID number. If you're in a mobile home, you most likely have this information. Is any portion of the property for which you are claiming a residential homestead exemption income producing? For this example, I'm gonna put no, but only you will know if it is income producing. If yes, indicate the percentage of the home. I'm gonna put 0 so they know that I did not mess up over here. Number of acres or fraction of an acre not to exceed 20 acres you own and occupy as your principal residence. We're gonna go back here and we are gonna look for the size. I was kind of hoping they would do the breakout already, but they didn't. So you would take that and then convert it into an acre and you're off and running. Most likely, if you're in a regular size lot, you're looking at roughly 1/8 of an acre, give or take, but they won't be as rigid, so they're a little bit flexible here in your conversion, given that they already have all of the information on it. So you would just do the conversion there. I'm gonna put 0.125 as 1/8 of an acre as an example, but you already know how to convert that over there. Indicate, okay, waiver of required documentation. Indicate if you are exempt from the requirement to provide a copy of your driver's license. So this is one of the changes that happened in I believe a few years ago, where you have to provide your driver's license, and that driver's license address has to coincide with the homestead address that you are trying to get that homestead exemption for. Now, the reason that they're doing this is they just want to ensure, or to the best of their abilities, they want to ensure that you're actually occupying the property and using it for your primary residence. Now, what this is asking here is, do you have a waiver that is valid for you for the driver's license address to not match the homestead address for the homestead exemption that you're applying for? I hope that makes sense. I'm a resident of a facility that provides services related to health, infirmary, or aging. So for this example, no, we're not gonna include any waivers for the required documentation because again, whatever address you have on the driver's license will need to match up with the address that you're filing the homestead exemption for. Okay, I am certified for participation in the address confidentially administered by the Office of the Texas Attorney General under the Code of Criminal. Nope. I am an active duty U.S. Armed Services member or the spouse of an active duty member. Nope. I hold a driver's license issued under Transportation Code section blah blah blah, attached as a copy of the application for that license. So we are not wavering anything. We're not waiving any required documentation. Additional information: if you own another residential property in Texas, please indicate the counties of location. So the reason they're asking for this is they want to go and look at these counties to see if you have filed a homestead exemption over there as well and not disclaiming it or disclosing it. All right, I understand if I make a false statement in this form, I could be found guilty of Class A misdemeanor or state jail felony under the Penal Code, Section 37.10. So this is serious business. You just put your information here and your title or authorization here, affirming or swearing to the effect that you are providing factual information. Then you would print this out, sign it, or electronically sign it, date it, and then mail it back to them. So there are deadlines. Generally, it's April 30th for all counties in order for it to be applied for the tax year that you're applying for. So don't delay. This is something that you want to take care of. Even if you miss it for this year, go ahead and do it because it will apply for you next year. And let's see if we missed anything else. No, the next thing they're just gonna say, hey, mail this in with a copy of your driver's license. And again, if you just moved and your driver's license does not match the address that you're filing for, make sure you take care of that first and then do the submission to avoid any complications going forward. Hey, it's Jaime with Echo Real Estate Advisors. Thanks so much for checking out one of my videos. Feel free to browse around for any additional topics that may be of interest to you. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss another upload. Lastly, remember I am a full-time realtor, so feel free to reach out and see how I may be of service. Thanks.